Dodge Charger Hellcat, tailpipe emissions violation. Check CARB waiver updates. This muscle icon wasn't built with California's air board in mind. The Charger Hellcat supercharged V8 pours out enough tailpipe emissions to get flagged under upcoming revisions to the CARB Lev 3 standard. That could mean rejection at inspection, even if it technically passes federal standards. Owners should confirm their car has the latest CARB approved software version. Some received quiet ECU flashes. By 2026, it may be illegal to register this model in some counties. Ford F-250 diesel, too much NOx. Confirm factory recall and test result date. Ford's Power Stroke F-250s earned heat from the California Air Resources Board for producing nitrogen oxide at levels far above allowable limits. Failing this test means your truck might be flagged even if it's dealer certified. You'll want to check whether the NOx sensor recall and SCR system update were completed, especially for 2016 to 2019 models. Ford paid millions in settlements over this exact issue. Check your VIN before you get tagged. Volkswagen Jetta TDI, diesel defeat past, ask for updated emissions compliance certificate. Yes, it's still the poster child for emissions trickery. The Jetta TDI has been banned, reinstated, and then re-reviewed more times than any diesel car in history. Many owners think their vehicle is fine post-buyback, but a surprising number never received their full CARB compliance cert. Request written proof, not just a sticker, from the DMV or dealer. If you bought one used, especially out of state, this could bite you during smog testing. Chevy Camaro SS, noise plus idle emissions. Research CARB noise exemptions. A big V8 and a bold exhaust note make this car popular, but also problematic. The Camaro SS has failed idle and noise tests in several SoCal counties. Even with legal mufflers, the idle emissions could trip a failed result. Owners should check whether their area uses the enhanced or star smog programs. Standards vary widely. CARB may start enforcing new noise plus emissions combos by 2025. Toyota 4Runner V8 pre-2010 poor fuel evap system inspect charcoal canister seals. Toyota's old 4Runner V8s have an outdated evaporative emissions system, especially models built before 2010. Tiny leaks in this system trigger inspection failures and OBD readiness issues. Have your mechanic pressure test the charcoal canister and check the vent valve hoses. This simple fix can save a big headache. California is moving toward automatic rejection of non-EVAP ready vehicles during renewal. Whoa. Nissan Armada, cold start emissions flunk, ask for updated ECU flash records. The full-size Armada from the 2010s has an emissions problem no one talks about, its cold start numbers. On chilly mornings, this engine pushes pollutants well past legal thresholds, even if it runs clean when warm. Nissan issued a limited technical service bulletin, but many owners never had the ECU flashed. Ask the dealer to check for ECM update NTB15-048C. You'll want it before your next smog cycle. Jeep Grand Cherokee Diesel, EPA CARB gap, pull both test docs, compare limits. Here's where it gets tricky. The Grand Cherokee Eco Diesel passed EPA testing but failed when CARB retested with real-world protocols. It's one of several diesel light SUVs caught in this gap, legal federally but on thin ice in California. Request both the EPA and CARB compliance documents if you're buying used. If they differ, expect trouble getting tags in 2025 and beyond. BMW X5 2014-16 diesel lab versus road mismatch. Run VIN through CARB lookup tool. BMW's X5 diesel earned a target on its back during Europe's emissions crackdown, and California noticed. Lab results looked fine, but real-world road tests exposed high NOx levels and inconsistent DEF dosing. Before buying or renewing, run your VIN through CARB's diesel lookup tool. It flags pending actions, and if you see a pending test cycle tag, don't drive it to inspection yet. Ram 1500 Eco Diesel, recall delays. Ask seller for proof of emissions retrofit. Ram's Eco Diesel seemed like a smart middle ground, powerful and clean, but it hit a wall when multiple emissions retrofits were delayed. Many 2014 to 2016 models still haven't had their emissions systems fully updated. If buying used, demand the service history showing the SCR system and EGR cooler replacements. Without that, it may flunk smog or lose eligibility for registration registration altogether. If your car's on this list, or you're just not sure what California might ban next, hit subscribe. We're tracking the next round of smog law changes and how they'll hit trucks, hybrids, and even EVs. Infiniti QX80, old gen, new rules. Verify compliance with 2025 regs now. The QX80 rides high, but emissions-wise, it's on shaky ground. CARB's 2025 light-duty truck rule changes may disqualify the outgoing platform altogether. Infiniti hasn't confirmed retrofit eligibility for 2019 and earlier models. Ask for a full emissions label inspection. Some units were sold without updated certs in California. This one may be legal today and blocked tomorrow. GMC Yukon XL, borderline NOx rating, request test result printout at dealer. This heavyweight SUV flirted with the NOx limits even when new. Add 5 years and some neglected maintenance, and it's right on the edge. Owners often get flagged during visual inspections for emissions-related engine lights, even if they clear temporarily. Ask your dealer or smog station to print your test results, including NOx grams per mile. It gives you leverage if a rejection seems arbitrary. Lexus GX 460. Rollover risk plus emissions fail. Confirm all campaign completions. The GX 460 got a bad rap for stability years ago, but emissions quietly became a second headache. Some models were recalled for excessive evaporative emissions and faulty O2 sensors, but not all got fixed. Use Lexus's campaign lookup tool with your VIN and ensure every fix is marked completed. This combo could disqualify you in strict California testing zones by 2026. Mercedes GL 350 BlueTech flagged 3 times. Inspect DPF and DEF system health. This luxury diesel has been flagged by CARB multiple times for NOx, soot, and faulty onboard sensors. Even if it passed before, a worn DPF or low-quality DEF fluid can trip you up. Have a shop check your DEF injector calibration and DPF back pressure. The margin for error is shrinking, and repairs aren't cheap. Estation, Cadillac Escalade, EXT, evaporative leak history, test fuel cap and vent hoses. Escalades are built to impress, but the EXT variant is aging out of tolerance for emissions. Common leaks around the gas cap and vent lines can trigger an evap code even if the car drives perfectly. Buy a new OEM fuel cap every 2 years and inspect vapor hoses at each oil change. It's a $20 part that can derail registration. Not Audi Q7 diesel dash software fix rejected by some dash confirm ECU version with scanner. Audi's diesel Q7 was part of the same scandal that hit VW, and many owners got the fix, but some didn't. Worse, some tuning shops removed or altered the update without telling buyers. Plug in a scanner or visit a Euro specialist to check your ECU version and emissions readiness. Even a tiny miscode can block you from legal renewal. Subaru WRX STI, cold start pollutant spikes. Ask shop for idle emission readout. The WRX STI's turbocharged powertrain loves a cold morning start, but California doesn't. New smog protocols include idle emission testing on high output 4-cylinder cars. Get a shop to run a readout of idle hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide, especially before sale or lease end. It's one of the quietest causes of failed renewal in Northern California. Honda Accord V6, 2008 to 2010. High HC levels, clean EGR, and verify OBD readiness. The older Accord V6s have aged well, but their emission systems haven't. High hydrocarbon levels during acceleration testing can trigger inspection failures. Have your mechanic clean the EGR ports and verify that all OBD monitors are set and ready. This combo saves you from the dreaded not ready for testing rejection. Chrysler Aspen Hybrid, battery plus emissions dual fails, test hybrid system plus smog certification. A short-lived hybrid experiment, the Chrysler Aspen had all the downsides of early tech. If either the battery system or the emissions setup is out of spec, smog testing fails immediately. Get both systems inspected during the same visit. Don't assume passing one is enough. The state may push hybrid-specific testing rules by 2026, and this one's a prime candidate. Dodge Charger V8 models. That roaring engine may sound great, but it's on CARB's radar for aggressive emissions. California's new performance regulations could make registration a nightmare. If yours is pre-2016, check the emissions label and prepare for retrofit options. Tight window. A 2024 hearing already flagged it for future review. Ford F-250 Super Duty diesel CARB tests revealed spikes in NOx emissions during cold starts. Truck buyers rarely catch this. That could result in denied registration and $800 plus in failed inspections. Ask your dealer for the EO label status and confirm aftermarket exhaust legality. Saves time. 2 counties already restricted similar diesel models. BMW 550i 2011 to 2016. It's smooth, fast, and apparently dirty. These twin-turbo V8s have weak spots in their evaporative systems. Owners report $1,300 repair bills just to pass smog. Check for P0440 and P0456 codes before even thinking about a title transfer. A failed test here can get you blacklisted from registration renewal. Volkswagen Touareg diesel 2009 to 2014. Still driving a clean diesel? California says, not so fast. These models were involved in the Dieselgate scandal, and the fallout's not over. Confirm the EPA-approved software fix was installed, or face a red flag VIN denial. Dealerships now quietly advise trade-in rather than compliance. Infiniti QX60 Hybrid. This hybrid looks good on paper, but its battery degradation triggers OBD fails at an alarming rate. That leads to 700 plus repairs even when the engine runs fine. Have the high voltage system checked for codes P0A80 or P0DE7. Those are deal breakers. Used car lots rarely test these hybrids before flipping them, like Chevrolet Suburban pre-2012. These SUVs fail evaporative tests more than 40% of the time in SoCal inspections. That could block your renewal and stick you with a $1,900 emissions rebuild. Inspect the evap canister and purge valve, or budget for a smog waiver fight. CARB recently named this one in their legacy offenders list. Nissan 350Z 2003 to 2006, a fan favorite, but the aftermarket mods are killing its compliance. Non-CARB intakes and exhaust kits void the smog test even if emissions are low. Use only CARB certified parts. Look for EO numbers or expect rejection. Inspectors are now trained to spot visual tampering on site. Jeep Grand Cherokee Eco Diesel, eco-friendly in name, but flagged in multiple states for emissions defeat devices. If caught, the repair program cost is $3,000 plus out of pocket. Vine check at the EPA recall site can confirm compliance status. Critical step, California lawsuits are still pending on this exact engine. Mercedes-Benz ML 350 Blue Tech, another diesel on thin ice. These models show high failure rates on cold weather emission cycles. You'll fail smog even when dashboard says all clear. Run an OBD scan for readiness monitors before renewing your tags. Don't skip it. Several owners say their fixes weren't enough to get recertified. If your model's on this list, don't wait. Share it with someone who owns it. They might thank you later. Toyota Sequoia 2005 to 2010. The issue here isn't performance, it's aging catalytic converters that trigger fails. You're looking at a $2,400 parts plus labor bill for OEM replacements. Scan for codes P0420 or P0430 and check the readiness flags before inspection. CARB's pushing to phase these out through attrition. Audi A6 TDI diesel. Audi's diesel sedans didn't escape scrutiny. They're often tagged for emissions defeat traces. You may not pass inspection even after the VW recall fix. Pull your CARB compliance certificate and get a voluntary emissions check. A failed test here stays in your DMV record. Chrysler Aspen Hybrid. A rare hybrid that's become a reliability liability. Battery faults can trip a cascade of OBD failures. Most shops won't even attempt repair. Owners are told to scrap or sell out of state. Run a full system scan before buying used. This model is risky. California already banned hybrids with similar architecture. Rom 1500 Eco Diesel 2014 to 2019. Popular among truck fans, but it's now under legal review for software discrepancies. CARB could deny registration if emissions retesting doesn't pass in 2025. Run the VIN through the FCA emissions update checker. Don't guess. A denied registration on this means weeks of appeals. Lexus GX 470 2003 to 2009. A solid SUV, but aging sensors wreak havoc on emission emission tests. Common culprit, the air-fuel ratio sensor, which costs $600 plus to replace. Have it tested preemptively before renewing tags, especially in high-emission zones. CARB has flagged this model's fail rate for deeper analysis. Honda Accord V6, 2003 to 2007. Yes, even Honda has a blacklisted classic. The V6s are emissions nightmares when unmaintained. Expect up to $1,800 in repairs if you ignore early warning signs. Inspect for leaking valve covers and aging catalytic converters. This model might quietly exit CARB's accepted list by 2026. Chevrolet Cruze Diesel, 2014 to 2015. Short-lived and already under fire. This model's under CARB investigation for cold cycle failure. That alone could lead to inspection rejection by the fourth quarter this year. Run a readiness monitor test and check manufacturer TSBs. Dealers have stopped buying these at auctions. Subaru Outback, 2000 to 2005. California's emissions data shows a 50% fail rate on these older Subarus. Common issue, exhaust leaks around the midpipe and muffler welds. Use a smoke test to catch leaks before your smog appointment. This model is next in line for forced retirement incentives. GMC Yukon XL, pre-2013, big, powerful, and borderline illegal under California's latest emissions push. Inspection failures often stem from EGR valve clogs or weak O2 sensors. Have both checked before your registration window opens. Several DMV offices have already denied 2012 Yukons without notice. Dodge Challenger, V8 trims, muscle car lovers, brace yourself. California's emission laws could cut this classic. Higher smog ratings push it into the watch list with likely disapproval. If you own one, schedule a star-certified smog test this year. May not pass by 2026. Owners say resale values are already sliding, and Chevrolet Camaro SS/ZL1. It's not about the badge, it's the exhaust numbers. California regulators are eyeing performance exhaust thresholds. Request a CARB EO number check before modifying anything. It voids resale eligibility. ZL1 owners in LA say they're already being cited for noise. Ram 1500 TRX, you'd think trucks get a pass, but nope. Its 702 horsepower engine emits more than twice the state CO2 limit. Look up CARB's light-duty truck phase-out list. TRX is top-tier risky. Insiders hint Ram may drop it before 2026. Ford Mustang GT 500. Here's a car that could lose California registration due to cold start emissions. One startup triggers sensors now monitored by roadside smog cameras. Check for software updates at any Ford certified dealer. Some include emission softening. GT 500 owners say registering out of state is already trending. Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk SUV performance meets emissions trouble. It's flagged in internal CARB documents leaked last quarter. Run your VIN through the EPA SmartWay database. Low scores equals red tape ahead. Expect delays renewing tags in stricter counties like Alameda. Now our Nissan Titan, not high performance, but high emissions. CARB's pushing to remove low efficiency trucks, especially with poor MPG plus no hybrid plans. Ask dealers for compliance phase-out disclosures. Legally, they must show these. Titan drivers report rejection at select SoCal emission stations. Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400 twin turbocharged luxury sedans are falling into the excessive output category. This model exceeds NOx limits under CARB's latest drive cycle simulation. Ask your mechanic about NOx trap wear. Early failure could flag your car. Dealers quietly phasing out leases in Northern California. Toyota Tundra, pre-2022 models. Old platform, outdated emissions tech. Newer models are hybrid, but anything before 2022 fails. Projected 2027 CARB rules. Have your O2 sensors inspected annually? Failure equals automatic fail under new law. Expect sudden drops in trade-in value. Lexus GX4 6.0 big, thirsty, and behind the times. Its EPA MPG rating puts it among the bottom 5% of all 2023 SUVs. Search for CARB's clean SUV list. GX isn't there. Forecasted resale penalty, $6,000 plus by 2028. Smash that like if this caught you off guard. Subscribing helps you stay ahead of surprise bans. Dodge Durango SRT 392 emission issues, plus a noise crackdown. Even if it clears smog, Highway Patrol is targeting these for sound level citations. Request a dealership decibel report before your next inspection. California may reclassify it as non-passenger to trigger tighter standards. Chrysler 300C discontinued in 2023, but California hasn't forgotten. Its final trims are high-output V8s now under CARB review. Watch for 2025 retroactive enforcement on discontinued V8s. Keep emission logs. One owner in Sacramento got rejected at a test-only station. GMC Yukon XL, non-hybrid, too heavy and too dirty. California's shift toward electrified full-sizers puts this in the kill zone. Ask about federal emissions credits. It could cut future penalties. Some municipalities now charging extra for street parking these models. Audi SQ7/SQ8. Luxury V8s are falling fast. CARB recently flagged turbocharged V8s for surprise reclassification by 2026. Ask your Audi tech to pull the emissions readiness monitor before next DMV renewal. A Silicon Valley owner says his tags were delayed 3 months. BMW M550i/M850i smooth ride, dirty footprint. Both models exceed CO2 grams per mile limits by 40% in real-world testing. Always request real driving emissions RDE test reports. Lab tests aren't enough. Rumors say BMW won't certify these trims in California past 2025. Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. It's a beast, but a beast with consequences. New CARB caps on particulate matter target supercharged V8s. Check your emissions warranty. Any failure can't be deferred in California. Blackwing owners face growing trouble registering in counties like Santa Clara. Porsche Cayenne Turbo pre-2024. Earlier Cayenne turbos are emission outliers. Updated 2024 trims meet new standards, but old ones? Not so much. Have a Porsche tech check your secondary air injection system. It's a fail point. Expect more models on the California exemption chopping block. Mercedes AMG GLE 63S SUV muscle meets CARB scrutiny. Carbon output has it just above upcoming 2026 cutoff lines. Ask for a CARB label printout. Missing one means automatic disqualification. Mercedes insiders say the hybrid version may be the only one left soon. Chevrolet Suburban, gas only. Large SUVs face weight to efficiency bans. California's 2027 rule change could classify it as a fleet-only vehicle. Run a compliance pre-check at your dealership. Most offer this for free. Expect big changes in the lease market by Q4 2026.